Hey everyone, welcome back to Coohom and Chill with Ashleigh. I'm Ashleigh, and today I'm going to show you how to master floor levels and ceiling heights in Coohom. Whether you're working on a multi-story home, a loft, or just need to adjust the ceiling height for a more dramatic effect, this is the tutorial that has you covered. And before we jump in, make sure that you subscribe, and I hope to see you again next week. Okay, so let's talk ceiling heights. The easiest way to change your ceiling height is just over here to the right, and you'll see room height. Pretty straightforward. Right here, you can adjust to whatever height you'd like. Just did this just to 12 feet. Check out the space. Very cool. Super simple. Now we are going to talk about adding a floor. So you're going to have your little floor guy over here. And once we add a floor, that's where you're going to go to be able to maneuver through them. So I'm actually, before we get started on adding one, I'm going to change this to first floor and label that the way I like. And then we're just going to add an upper floor to the space. Again, let's rename this, say second floor. And we have it as an upper level, and we are going to copy over the structure. So that is going to copy everything over here. It's going to do windows, doors, and any other architectural elements that you have. Excellent, clicked off of that. So let me just do this again. Okay, we are going to confirm. And over here, you're already going to see, it's going to show you what floor you're working on. Be very mindful when you're working through a project that you're on the correct floor, because it would be terrible if you made a bunch of changes here and you're like, dang it, that was supposed to be the first floor. So how we can maneuver to go to the other floor is just over here. I can hit first floor, switch back over to my first floor. And then another way I'm going to show you is show all floors. In this way, we can see both of our floors, and obviously I cannot work on the floor that I'm not on. So this might be a great way to work on something, especially if you have like 3 or 4 floors and you kind of want to see how things are working, especially if you're changing architectural elements like on the outside. So if you're adding a porch or if you're adding another room, you can see how it's working with the other floors. Again, just make sure that you're on the correct floor. And then we can also change the height of the ceiling on the other floors. So on my first floor, I had originally changed this to 12. I'm actually going to change this back over to 9 feet for a different look. It's going to adjust the scene. And notice that it's not going to make the upper floor shift down. So keep that in mind if you are going to be showing this in 3D and having both floors. Just something to think about if you're showing like the exterior of that. But we can also change the subflooring too. I'm going to change this back um, to 12 feet. And then I'm going to go up to my second floor and just show you really quickly that you can also change the subflooring, which will be the floor that you are standing on. So we can change the thickness of that as well. Typically, it's about 12 inches thick between floors, and that's not going to change my ceiling height. So in that scenario, we are still going to have a 12-foot ceiling down here. So nothing to worry about if you change this thickness between your upper floors, you're still going to have the same ceiling height here. So just something to keep in mind. But again, super simple, just changing things between floors. Just make sure you're on the correct floor. But that's how you change your ceiling heights. And I hope you stick around for next week because that is when I'm going to show you how to do vaulted ceilings. And hope to see you here. Bye.